Welcome to What's Next Wednesday. It is November 8th, and just want to do a quick live. I'm going to try this again, and I'm out and about, as you can see. I decided to go ahead and just do this instead of worrying about production quality. Just hopefully you can hear me okay. I don't have a microphone on either, but I'll try to speak distinctly and project my voice so that you can hear me on the live, on the video okay. So this won't be a long video. I'm just going to do a second recording because the live stream earlier was not working right. So just to reiterate what's going on, the next couple of weeks, let's say 2 to 4 weeks on the channel, and was just going to let you know that this coming week, if you haven't seen already, you probably haven't if you're not a member of the channel, but this coming Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning local time, there's a part 1 of 2 of an interview I did with a gentleman named Frank Antonelli is going to be airing. He's the co-author of a book entitled Embracing Parkinson's Disease, which I think that's a great provocative title, especially for anybody who, of course, has a dim view of their experience with Parkinson's disease, which at first you'll hear he certainly did have a lot to fight against and battle with his diagnosis. However, a positive attitude and a can-do attitude is what has really led him into the future extremely well now that he's had PD for going on 15 years, or maybe a little bit longer depending on when you consider diagnosis versus first experiencing symptoms. But anyway, Frank is a great guy with Parkinson's, and really had a great conversation with him. I think you're going to really enjoy. Part 1, we really discussed a lot about his experience becoming diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, the early days of living with PD, how he came to meet Dr. Joe Green, his movement disorder specialist, as well as his experience of having DBS surgery and how that changed his life for the better insurmountably. And so really looking forward to you hearing that conversation. The early access to that video is available for Parkinson's 101 members, so do consider that if you're interested. There's a link in the description below. That just helps us support the channel a little bit, but obviously it's going to be available publicly this weekend. Also, one thing, too, that's a perk of early access for members is that the entire conversation, unedited, is available as well in the members section. So, in other words, the whole 54-minute conversation will be available uninterrupted. But otherwise, parts 1 and 2 will be out sequentially. I'll probably go ahead and do part 2 next week, so back to back. And then, also, I wanted to thank anybody who had already watched and supported our most recent video, which was the one on protein and levodopa absorption. That was really well received. We've got almost 3,000 views on that video in just 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. I think it's been a week and a half, and a lot of likes. Please share that video if you like and share it if you haven't already. I think it's a really important topic for people to know about. But one more thing I wanted to announce is that there's also another upcoming interview I'm going to be doing with a life coach who is also a person with young onset Parkinson's disease. Her name is Mariam Banuna, and she is as I said, a life coach for folks with Parkinson's. And since she lives with the disease herself, she's a great advocate and a great resource for those with Parkinson's, especially young onset Parkinson's disease, who are working, have families, are not even approaching middle age in some cases. So her clientele mainly is young onset Parkinson's, but she can help a lot of different people. So I definitely wanted you to hear that conversation. That should be available on the channel probably by the end of the month at least, if not sooner. But I'd like to do at least one more video of regular content aside from the interviews. And by the way, I'd like your feedback too on the interviews, because I do feel like they've been enjoyable to do, but I also wonder how much people are enjoying those. They definitely get less views and attention than other topics. on the channel. So, and that's a relative thing. I'm not saying it doesn't get enough attention, but since they're a little bit longer form among the long form content we do, sometimes split into 3 or 4 parts in some cases. I'd rather have people break it up and watch 15, 20 minutes or so versus a whole hour. I feel like it's a little more digestible that way. Plus, we talk about different topics in different sections, depending on how the conversation goes. So, anyway, just let me know in the comments if you watch this, watching this live, or if you're watching a replay later. Be sure to just let me know if you would like to continue to see interviews. I really am enjoying doing them. I've always have. And this is a podcast, even though it's a video channel, or Parkinson's disease education playlist in particular is meant to be podcast. So, you know, it's definitely something that could be listened to as well as watched on a video format. So, but I'd still love to have your feedback nonetheless. That's probably all I'm going to say today, but just know that upcoming video with Frank Antonelli is coming up this weekend, and look forward to seeing you in another What's Next Wednesday very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Be